Good evening and welcome to Armageddon Live, Isaiah 46, 9 and 10, on this 25th of March, 2020. I'm your host, Daniel Decrypted. Actually, I had planned on doing something else tonight, but unfortunately it seemed no matter how hard I worked at it, it just didn't want to happen. And so rather than miss a day of being able to interact with people, with each of you, I've decided to just do something very short, and that's namely to look at one of the verses that I mentioned yesterday, but all I did was paraphrase it. And that verse is what I just mentioned. It's in the title, Isaiah 46, 9 and 10. Being a lover of old things, I think we're going to go and let's go onto the internet, onto my website. So let's see. Let's close up this. Yes. And let's get me out of the way. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Ugh. Things never work out exactly as you want them to. Anyway, so here's the website. Let's go over to the bibliography here. And if we go down under Bible or around Bible, it says Holy Bible. Let's go and look at this Bible here. As I said, I'm a lover of old things, and this is a scan of the 1611 King James Bible. So we click on our link here, and it will take us over to archive.org. I'm going to take a little while for it to load up. There we go. So there's our lovely King James Bible. Let's go into full screen mode. And let's flip over to Isaiah 46. If I remember correctly, it's around 800, page 800. So, no, that's a bit too far. Should be around here. Lamentations, no, a little too far still. Jeremiah, Isaiah, alright. Isaiah 32. So, let's flip up a few pages. There we are, 40 there, 45. Alright, here we are, Isaiah 46. So as I said, this is a verse that I paraphrased yesterday. And rather than leave you with nothing, I figure it's probably best we at least look at this. We read this verse and make a few comments on it, and then we'll leave it at that for today. By God's grace, I'll get something done tomorrow instead. So, come on. Obviously my connection is not very good. Well, the fact that I'm streaming over it probably makes it even slower. Okay, we're in the right place. Come on, internet. Oh, there we go. Takes a little while, but... So here it is. Here's the King James Version, 1611 Bible, and the verses we're interested in are verses 9 and 10. So it says, "Remember the former things of old, for I am God, and there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure." So God is saying here that from the very beginning, he declares what's going to happen, right? And that's what we call prophecy. Right? And he says that it will be accomplished. He will do his own pleasure. And he says, I am God and there is none else. So in other words, he's God and there is no one else. And this is the proof that he is God. That he can declare the end from the beginning. So as I said yesterday, this is the proof that God really exists, because there is no other religion that makes this claim. And I mean, as far as we know, it's impossible to declare the future, to tell the future. It's just, that's not how time works. We are beings that are trapped in time and dragged along with time. We can't jump forward, we can't come back. Although we like to think about it in science fiction, but at this point it seems to be an impossibility. But God declares that he is able to tell you what's going to happen before it happens. And as I said, when you look at prophecy, prophecy spans 2,500 years. So he's making a huge claim here in the Bible. Anyway, this, if you think about it, then this is a challenge. It's a challenge to other religions. Right? If we take this down out of the way, what am I looking for? Yes, if we take, or we put this up, I should say. Right? This is God's challenge, the God of the Bible's challenge to other gods, to other religions. He says, I can declare the future. I can prophesy about what's going to happen. What about you guys? Do you do anything that compares with that at all? And if you look at the different religions, whether it's Buddhism or the ancient pagan religions, like the Canaanite religion or Aztec religion or Hinduism or the Egyptian religion or Greek or multitudes of others, you don't really have prophecy in any of these other religions. And even if you did have prophecy in them, if you tested it, would it come true? Once again, I'm claiming that if you study prophecy and you allow the Bible to interpret itself, right? This is a document that's at least been around for 2,000 years, because we have the Dead Sea Scrolls. So if you let the Bible speak for itself and it agrees with history, then you've got to decide. Do I continue to be an atheist? Do I continue to be, well, in this case, do I continue to believe in these my own gods, which can't do this? Or do I follow a God who can do it? Because not only, he's not telling us the future for no reason at all, he's telling us the future so that we can avoid the pitfalls and the traps that the other side, the devil and his demons, have laid. Alright, but it's not only a challenge to other religions, of course. It's also a challenge to the atheist. Alright, this is the standard atheist belief that we evolved from monkeys. We changed over time, going through all the, what is it, Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon man and Peking man and, you know, all the different, and we eventually became human, right? So this verse of Isaiah, where God says you will know that he's God. He's the only true God because he can tell the end from the beginning, and it happens. Right? This challenge is not only for those of other religions, but it's a challenge for the atheist. Because if you have someone who can really predict the future, not just a couple minutes ahead or a couple hours ahead or a year ahead, this is 2,500 years ahead. If you have someone who can do that, can you really ignore that? Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I hope it's been worth your time, but just remember what God said. I am God and there is none else. I'm God and there's none like me. And remember that as we go through and we study prophecy. God is unique. And he's doing everything to reach out to us. How are we going to take that? Are we going to accept it or are we going to reject it? Because in the end, I mean, whatever happens to us is our own choice, our own fault. Anyway, I bid you good night and God bless, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.